And good afternoon, it's Joe McKay, and it is July 1st, 2019. So down to what am I, 226.5. So I'm sitting right, that's the same as I was yesterday. I think I was 226.6. So right there. Um, It's just one of those things you just got to pay attention. My blood sugar yesterday, wake up blood sugar was I think 124. Later in the day it was 112. So got to remember you have a morning effect for blood sugar. So when you wake up, it's your body is dumping your glycogen stores into your system to get you going and get you moving. So don't sweat the fact that your blood sugar is higher usually in the morning than it is if you do, like if you wait another hour to 2 hours after waking up, go for a walk, do something like that, and then give that another half an hour or so, and then check your blood sugar. It's probably about where it's at that point. If you're on medications, I'm not saying don't take your medications. I'm just saying be wary of the fact that you are lowering your blood sugar, so you need to be working with your doctor and let them know you're changing your diet and you expect that your blood sugar is going to be regulating, and that they need to be paying attention just like you need to be paying attention. If you're consistently lower than 100, cut your meds in half maybe, and then when you start getting it lower again, then cut that in half and just keep doing that until you aren't taking meds anymore. That's kind of the goal in the first place. Is we don't want to be on meds. Meds aren't good for us. So there's a lot of side effects with medications that take away from the joy of life. And so that's kind of why we're doing this, right? Is to get back to being able to enjoy life like we did when we were teenagers. So that's why I'm doing it. I already feel way better than I did a few weeks ago. Getting off sugar really helps with the joints. My joints don't hurt. This elbow, this was the worst one, and it's a lot better now. I mean, no pain. So no pain doing this. You know, shoulders feel good. Knees feel good. My back still is messed up, but I've had surgery on that, so I can't tie that in with this. But yeah, so just waking up here, I'm back to work, so my week of vacation is done. I'm back to work, and I'll probably start making these videos when I get home from work each morning, because that'll be more true to my fasted time frames. Because I typically do one meal a day, so I do intermittent fasting. Every once in a while I'll do 2 meals a day, but I try and keep that 2 meals within a 6 hour window, which gives me, 18 hours of fasted. I don't know if you guys watch any of the other keto videos, but if you're doing intermittent fasting and keto, that's kind of, you want to keep your eating windows small. So 4 to 6 hours, and then 18 hours of fasting. That helps with your digestive tract, giving it the rest that it needs, and it keeps you from taking in too many calories. If you ate 3 meals a day, you'd be pushing it. But just remember, this is for you. So if 3 meals a day works for you and 2 doesn't, do 3 meals a day. Just break it out over like a 6 hour window. If you can do 3 meals in 6 hours, do it. If not, extend it out to 8. That gives you a 12 or a 16-hour window of fasting. But you want to make sure that you're fasting 16 to 20 hours to, if you're doing 1 meal a day, that's 23. And I try and do 23 to 24 hours of fasted anyway, just because I feel better doing that. But keep an eye on your macros. That's the big thing. So you got to be doing about 60 to 75% fat, and then like 25 to 30% protein, and then the rest. So they say 15 to 5% carbs. So just figure out what works for you. Keep your carbs low, because that's how this thing works. If you can keep them down around 5, that's better. than if you've got them up around 15. So especially if you're insulin resistant and you're having trouble getting your blood sugar to come down. For those of you that understand, like if you're diabetic, you know you're testing your blood sugar all the time. If you're not diabetic and you maybe are pre-diabetic and that's what they've been saying, and you're not using a testing device, you might want to just grab one. They're not very expensive. I think Walmart, 15, 20 bucks. And then the strips are not, you can get those for 2 packs of 50, so 100 for like under 20 bucks. And then the Lancets, which are the finger prick device, they're a couple bucks for 100. So none of it's real expensive, and if you're stressing you're close on diabetes, I would suggest getting one and just start checking your blood sugar, because if your blood sugar is high, if it's over 150, you're diabetic. You know, they say if you're over 100, you're pre-diabetic. So that range between 100 and 150 is where they say, okay, you're going from pre-diabetes into diabetes. So just keep an eye. If you're high, cut that carb way down and allow yourself to reset and get to the point where you're burning that sugar and getting it out of your system, you know, because it really will make a change in your life. Your blood sugar going down will improve other areas of your blood chemistry, and then also losing weight obviously will help. But just eating higher nutrient dense vegetables and good quality cuts of meat and good quality fats will help, change your blood chemistry anyway. So your triglycerides will go where they're supposed to be. Your fats in general, your HDL, LDL, all that stuff will start regulating where it's supposed to be. And I can tell you, just from having done it in the past and then having my last blood sugar or my blood chemistry checked in April, and I hadn't been doing a very good job of being ketogenic at that time, and the only thing that was out was my triglycerides and my blood sugar. So we're going in to have that checked again here this month, so I think they wanted me to do it a week before my doctor's appointment, which is like the 22nd. So somewhere around there, I'll let you guys know what my blood chemistry looked like, if I'm still out of whack or whatever. My A1C was the big one that they were concerned about because it was still a little bit elevated. But again, I hadn't been doing a ketogenic diet at that point. I'm strict on my ketogenic right now. I think this is the beginning of week 3. So, and typically about 4 weeks to 3 months. So between a month and 3 months is what you need to really change your blood chemistry. So just be aware, it's not an immediate thing, guys. You didn't get there immediately. It doesn't correct immediately. So take your time, do what you need to do, make sure you're consistent with your diet, and then get to the point where you're strict and consistent. You know what I mean? So you can't be deviating every couple of days or whatever. It's gonna keep you screwed up, and it's gonna actually expedite going in the wrong direction if you're taking in that much fat and then you start adding sugar to it as well. Okay, so if you're trying to do the ketogenic diet, just make sure the sugars are out. Okay, make sure your carbs are really low. Get your carbs from vegetables. Leafy greens are the best. Stay there, and then if that's all you can do, then that's all you can do. You know, but you just need to be consistent. Okay, good luck.